Quiet nights of quiet stars.
Hello, my name is Dr. Florencia Martinez, better known as Honey. What I do for a living? Well, I'm a database engineer. I currently have 11 degrees. I just graduated as a doctor. I have a doctorate of management in information systems and technology. I was born and raised from Chicago, and later on I moved to Virginia, and now I consider Virginia my second home.
My name is Covington. I'm from Rockingham, North Carolina. I'm retired Air Force. I retired in 1999. I grew up in a small town named Rockingham, North Carolina. It's a small town outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. One single high school, 1,600 students graduated at the time that I graduated. And in actuality, it's only one high school in the whole county.
Well, I have 5 brothers and 5 sisters, so of course when we were coming up, we've always had those moments where we just was, mischievous, but there was a story where I had put a fly in my brother's cereal, and he was about to eat it, and my other brother told him not to eat it, and he got mad, and he kicked me, and I kicked him back, and I put a goose knot on his head, and he went to school. He had to explain what happened, and it was pretty funny because when they saw that I'd done it, they was like, wow, your sister is really cool.
About my childhood, I'm the second oldest. And during my childhood, I used to basically play by myself. So all the toys that I would get during Christmas time, I was very interested in how they function. So I would crawl up under the table, take them apart, put them back together. And then as time progressed, I would look at license plates on cars and count numbers, subtract, divide, add, multiply them in my head. And that's kind of a strange thing, but that's what I used to do. Florencia's favorite color is black.
My favorite color is purple. Luther's favorite color is blue.
My favorite color is Air Force blue. Her favorite show would probably be Scandal.
My favorite show on television is Power. Luther's favorite show is, he likes to watch sports, so I'm going to say the basketball game.
My favorite show is Martin Lawrence Show. Her favorite place to eat is Five Guys. She loves cheeseburgers.
My favorite place to eat is, actually, it's Outback Steakhouse. Luther's favorite restaurant is the Chart House in Old Town Alexandria, Virginia.
My favorite place to eat is the Chart House in Old Town Alexandria. Her favorite team, I don't think she has a favorite team because she doesn't know a whole lot about sports.
My favorite team for sports? I'm just going to say Chicago Bull because that's where I'm from. His favorite basketball team? I'm going to say the Lakers.
My favorite team? Anyone that can beat the Washington Redskins.
Favorite food for Luther would be squash. He loves squash.
My favorite food is, I'm going to go into the country stuff. So I love squash and I like stew beef. A favorite movie would probably be The Butler.
Oh, one of my favorite movies is Lady Sings the Blues with Diane Ross.
I saw Florencia from the back going in the elevator, and I was like, wow, who is that getting in the elevator? And so probably 2 days later, I was going to work, and she was going to work. We met on 234, I think it is, 234, and I pulled up beside her, and she kept nudging ahead, and I kept nudging up just to see what she looked like in the face, because I had never seen her in the face. I had just seen the side of her face, her skin. So I got to the point that, I couldn't see her face because she kept pulling up, so I just sped off and went on to work. So that morning, we were in the coffee shop, and she was in front of me, and I touched her on the shoulder, and I said, excuse me, I want to know what does your license plate stand for? Because it was Pecan 22.
I said, well, pecan represents the color of my skin, and 22 is my age. So he looked at me, and I said, would you like to find out where I work? And he said, of course. And then later, he followed me up on the 3rd floor. And then he asked for my phone number. I gave it to him, and he gave me his. And then I said, by the way, I have a nickname. I go by Honey. I said, do you have a nickname? And he kind of looked at me and said, just call me Dark Chocolate. And I said, okay.
And from that point on, we just started to sing each other.
The funniest thing, we went bowling for the first time. And, we're just trying to have fun, and we really had a good time. But he took the ball, and instead of it going forward, he actually went backwards, and it fell out of his hand, and it almost hit me on my foot. But it was really funny because instead of the ball going forward, it just went backwards. And that was one of our funny moments together.
I was at the jewelry store, and she saw the diamond ring that she wanted. And she said, wow, that's a beautiful diamond ring. If I had that diamond ring, I would definitely wear it. She says, well, why don't you buy it today? And I said, well, why don't you give me the money and I'll give you your change back. So, and then I told her, just go and browse through the store. I need to go to the men's room. So she went on through the store, and I circled back around and bought the ring that day and put it in my car. So later on that night, she was kind of depressed that I didn't get the ring, and she was kind of pouting a little bit, saying, well, you've never said anything about getting married. So I went in my closet and got the ring out and got down on one knee, and she was just floored after that.
Well, Luther makes me a better person by, always being there for me and encouraging me to stay positive and to focus. And he's very supportive, and that means a lot to me.
The qualities that I admire most about Florencia is her intellectual aptitude. She's got 11 degrees. She's probably the brightest person that I know. And it's proven every day when I talk to her and how she's able to multitask, when I'm talking to her on the phone.
Well, coming from a large family, my parents have always been very supportive. We didn't have much, but they gave us love, and that went a long way. And they taught us to always love each other, to respect each other, to support each other, no matter what. And I think because of that, it's made me a better person, and it's made others that are part of my world a better individual, because of the fact that those values and virtues are so valuable, and it shows. And I really appreciate them bringing that to my life, and I'm proud of myself to be able to share that with others. And the one thing I want to add is that before my mom had passed away, she had told me to continue my education, and I promised her before she passed away that I was going to continue my education and take it to the highest possible level, and I kept that promise to her.
Florencia, I love you so much, and I can't wait to become your husband.
Luther, I just want you to know I love you with all my heart. I always have, and I always will. Once we're married as husband and wife, I want us to have the best life together, united as one. I want us to do things we've never done before. I want us to be happy. I want us to grow old together and to love each other as to the sky with no limitations. And most of all, I just want us to just make sure that we keep the Lord in our lives and to always do what's right. I love you, Luther.